The Raptors may have made a serious mistake, as the team just played against the Dallas Mavericks. They've been on a 3-game win streak. The vibes have been good regarding this Toronto Raptors squad. However, there was one decision at this year's trade deadline that did have a lot of Toronto Raptors fans a little bit perplexed. And even though there was reasoning, even though Masai Ujiri spoke on it, Bruce Brown not getting traded at the deadline seemed like a risky play, especially where we did hear reports that a first-round pick was on the table. Now, a later first-round pick in 2024, is that extremely valuable? Who really knows? But Masai Ujiri decided to not go that route. Now, after this game against the Dallas Mavericks, and just overall the performances, especially as of late from Bruce Brown, it feels like that may have been a risk that may have been unforeseen, but given his lack of fit with this group, his skill is not being maximized with this team, at least so far during his Toronto Raptors tenure, and that could certainly lead to his trade value definitely plummeting over the last couple months of the season. So we'll break down his performance in this game and, what it means for his value going forward, as well as the Raptors' overall performance in this game against the Dallas Mavericks, because there were some positives. Again, even in losses, we're going to have to look at this team as a squad that's young, that's developing, and, not buy in too heavy. Obviously, we're going to be getting pizza parties going for when there's a win streak happening for this group. But tonight was definitely not, especially the second half of tonight's game, was not to get super excited about with pizza parties and excitement there. But let's dive into what's been going on, because Bruce Brown obviously is a guy that has some skill. He was a key piece to a championship-winning team with the Denver Nuggets last year. He's been extremely professional since coming to the Toronto Raptors. He's accepted his role, despite the fact he probably wants to be on more of a contender after coming off a championship-winning season and signed with a different team, to get his bag, and then got traded to a Toronto Raptors team that, again, we're making a push for the play-in. That's what Darko's talked about. That's what the whole sentiment from the front office and coaching staff has been over the last few days, last few weeks. But there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a younger group. So Bruce Brown, I appreciate how professional he's been. He seems like a good vibe in the locker room, but his lack of consistent three-point shooting does not fit well around a Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett-led team when he's out there on the court with them. And, defensively, he does his thing, but his numbers have dropped off a little bit, and tonight was definitely not a great performance from him as a Toronto Raptor by any means. Off the bench tonight, Bruce Brown, 21 minutes of action, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 2 from behind the three-point line. Did make 5 free throws, did have 8 rebounds, so that stuff's all good. He's a very strong rebounding guard, but offensively, there's a lot to be left to be desired right now in terms of just how Bruce Brown is fitting with this Toronto Raptors team. And again, Bruce Brown's a guy that cuts, that sort of, is kind of a slasher finisher around the lane. He can make some spot-up threes, but right now, this group just really doesn't maximize his skill set. So the fact that the Toronto Raptors didn't trade him, because we heard the reports that a first-round pick was on the table, the fact that we didn't sort of cash in and capitalize on one of those packages, and the fact that Bruce Brown is probably not going to be maximized, or probably, the games have gone along. Grady Dick's emerged, Abaji's been playing a lot better. Bruce Brown's minutes have slowly been dwindling, and, we already seen his stats, start to drop off for the Toronto Raptors right now. He's down from 12 points per game with the Indiana Pacers to 9 points per game with the Raptors, and that three-point percentage is down to 27%, with this team, because he's not getting the same type of looks, and all of these types of things that we're kind of looking at, and obviously his minutes are down a little bit as well, and that's been a trend that's been happening as of late. But if Bruce Brown, we sort of tank his value in the second half of the season, we're not going to be able to get not even a first round pick, probably even close. This trade deadline, or sorry, not trade deadline, this NBA draft, for him. And again, he's in a weird contract spot. The Raptors have a ton of guards that they're trying to develop, and if he's not a long piece of the future, right? Taking away minutes from Abaji, Grady Dick, heck, even Jordan Nwora is a guy that I think a lot of Raptors fans would like to see play. He's taking into those minutes. He's not playing that great. He's hurting his trade value. Just seems like a lose-lose situation for Bruce Brown, for the Toronto Raptors, the fact that the team did not trade him at this year's trade deadline. So, seems like a bit of a risk. Tonight was not the greatest Bruce Brown performance, so wanted to sort of address that, because that's the guy I've seen a lot of Raptors fans react to in this one. But the Toronto Raptors overall did have a lot of positives in tonight's game. And Dallas Mavericks are an upper echelon team in the Western Conference. The Raptors, as much as we're getting hyped on the win streaks, getting hyped on pizza, right? We're a young team. we're going to lose some games. It's just how it's going to go. But there was a lot of positives in this one, without a doubt. And basically, Emmanuel Quickly tonight, 5-11 from the three-point line, 28 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 10 of 18 from the field. This man, whenever he shoots that basketball, it just feels like it's automatic. It feels like it's butter. And even in games when he's been struggling a little bit, during his tenure with this team, I still have full confidence that Quick is just going to make those threes whenever he hoists them up. And he can shoot them off the dribble. He has a quick release. Having a three-point shooting guard lad on the level of Quick is a nice sort of addition. And then defensively, again, he has different matchups. I thought Gary Trent Jr. did a good job on Kyrie. When IQ was switched on to different guys, I thought he moved his feet really well. He switched on some bigs and, boxed out. I saw a lot of possessions where he was hustling on the boards. I just really like the energy that he provides on the offensive and defensive end. So, quickly, it's definitely been a nice, we all knew he was the centerpiece in that trade, even though RJ Barrett has kind of outshined him during his Raptors tenure. But IQ can't be overlooked. Just how strong of a point guard that we have, hit this year's trade deadline. Really happy with his pickup. And as well, it's RJ Barrett. Again, keep it with the former Knicks. 26 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, made some nice passes, knocked down his threes, and the way he just gets to the rim relentlessly. Left hand, right hand, or it's always left hand, but right direction, left direction, the ball's usually his left hand. He just powers his way through defenders to get to that basket. He's relentless. He's getting and ones all over the place. And I just love the way that he sort of, the Raptors, again, the tires fell off a little bit there in the mid-second half sort of point in this game. But during the first half especially, when the Raptors are making their runs, it was RJ Barrett who had a lot of those moments where things turned around, where things started working out. So I was really impressed with what I saw from RJ Barrett in this game, as I've been his entire Toronto Raptors tenure. But Scotty, again, 19 points, 9-22 from the field. The three-point shot has seemed like it's fallen off a little bit, with more focus of the defense on him, the past couple of months. It's not where it was at the beginning of the season, but again, Scotty Barnes is asked to do a lot, and he's doing a lot of stuff out there on the court. 7 assists, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block. Apologies, I have a bit of a sore throat as well, so head cold's going a little crazy. But Scotty Barnes, thought he did a solid job. Nothing too great, nothing too bad in tonight's game against the Dallas Mavericks. Pirtle dealing with an injury right now. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. I mean, the starting lineup for this team was awesome in this game. Gary Trent Jr. did hit a couple threes. I thought he played very, very solid defense. His defense, as I've discussed in a recent video, has elevated as of late. And from the eye test, it looked good. Even though, Kyrie Irving had 29 points, so he didn't have the crazy stat line. He held them too. But, when he was switched on to Kyrie, I thought he had some nice deflections. He poked the ball loose a little bit. How many steals did Gary have in this one? 1 steal, but a lot of sort of hands on the basketball and stuff like that. I thought Gary did a solid job. The starters for the Toronto Raptors look great in this game. Lots of positives to be taken away from there. Kelly Olynyk off the bench as well is a really nice addition to the squad. Defensively, there are some things to be left to be desired. A couple turnovers in this game as a big. 3 turnovers is a lot. With 13 points, 2 assists, 1 steal. Really, really solid performance from Kelly Olynyk. But again, you're going to need more out of Bruce Brown. Abaji only got 8 minutes in this game. I like what I see from Abaji. It was dealt with some foul trouble and stuff, but Abaji, Bruce Brown, those are your 2 guys off the bench that really were non-factors in this game. And then Grady Dick did make his threes, 19 minutes, goodness gracious, 7 points. 3 rebounds, hustling, had 1 weird turnover where he chucked it straight into the backcourt. But I don't know. Grady Dick, he's been impressing me as of late. This team, it's been impressing me as of late. Are we going to win every game? No. But do I look at Grady Dick as a guy that's still showing positives? IQ, RJ Barrett, heck, even Scotty Barnes in a game where he's kind of a mid-Scotty Barnes game in this one. I'm still very encouraged about how the team played against a very, very tough Dallas Mavericks team. I mean, Marcel's loving the switch over to the Mavericks, and I was hoping we would be able to rub get a little hyped at the end of this video, to roast Marcel, but didn't happen. Raps will bounce back soon, but let me know what you guys think about this Toronto Raptors game, the Bruce Brown sort of situation that's going on. The comment section down below. You guys are the best to make this far. Subscribe to the channel. I'm signing out. Cheers.